Yes, we have more Gammon news. Exactly why Reform will never forge a pact with the Tories. Yes, our the one and the only. Do you know I got into right trouble with Granny Waddlebottom the other week? Yes, she. Do you know what she did? She sent me her dentures through the post. I dread to think what she'll send me through the post this time. Good God! But yes, she said, Reform UK will never enter a formal pact with the Conservative Party because the two parties are now fundamentally incompatible despite their shared Brexit history. Former Minister Anne Widdecombe has said the former Conservative MP for Maidstone and the Weald from 1987 to 2010, who held ministerial posts in both the Home Office and the Department of Employment, get me teething, said speculation about a future alliance misunderstands both Reform's long-term strategy and the ideological makeup of the modern Tories. Anne Widdecombe told the Daily Express there won't be any pact, that is a certainty, pointing out that Conservatives still contained a large ideological bloc which made formal cooperation impossible. She explained the Conservative Party has a very large, wet, neoliberal component that has much more in common with the Lib Dems than with us. Any suggestion of an electoral deal ignored that reality. Mr. Widdecombe stressed that Mr. Widdecombe. I didn't know Mr. Widdecombe. I didn't know Mrs. Widdecombe had a Mr. Widdecombe. I thought she was still a what's the word? I wouldn't really say spouse, but you know, but I think that's a typo. Clearly, that is Mrs. Widdecombe stressed that continuing a pact is just not realistic. Individual right-wingers coming across, yes, that's one thing, but a pact with a party full that still contains a large number of Remainers, for example, no. In November 2019, Reform UK Nigel Farage announced what he described as a unilateral Leave alliance, withdrawing Brexit Party candidates from all 390 seats won by the Conservatives at the 2017 general election. The decision was taken to avoid splitting the pro-Brexit vote and allowing that what Mr. Farage warned could become a Remainer Parliament led by Labour, the SNP, and the Liberal Democrats, potentially triggering. At the time, Mr. Farage said Boris Johnson's commitment to leaving the EU by a fixed date and pursuing a Canada-style free trade agreement offered sufficient assurance that Brexit would be delivered. Since then, relations between Mr. Farage and successive Conservative leaders have deteriorated significantly. Reform strategy has shifted from tactical cooperation to outright competition, with Mr. Farage recently arguing that a deal would cost us votes. As of early 2026, Mr. Farage has framed Reform's objective as a reverse takeover, positioning the party as a replacement for the Conservatives rather than a junior party. He has repeatedly said Reform's goal is to become the main party of the right, not to prop up a Conservative party he has criticised over immigration and economic policy. Despite public denials, reports from Reform donors in late 2025 suggested Mr. Farage privately views some form of long-term deal as inevitable. but only if it involves reform becoming the dominant force or absorbing the conservative base. Oh my God. I have Granny Waddlebottom giving me the very serious look. I'm in trouble. I can see a pair of her bloomers heading my way. Oh dear. Are you taking the proverbial out of me, Mr. Blase? I would never dream of doing such a thing, Granny Waddlebottom. Honestly. But anyway, I think you should complain about this article. In this article, they called you Mr. Widdicombe. Now, I don't know about you, but I thought you were a spinster. But anyway, I shall continue. Mrs. Widdicombe continued, "The Conservative Party has always been a mix of right and left. Different fractions have prevailed at different moments," she emphasised, citing Margaret Thatcher on the right and David Cameron on the left. "One wing prevails at certain times. The emergence of reform has altered the political landscape by offering a new home for far-right Conservatives," Miss Widdicombe pointing out. She explained, "It isn't surprising to find right-wingers there because historically, or should I say historically, there was nowhere else to go. But now there is somewhere else to go. This is what is making the difference. Speculation has grown about whether senior Conservatives even leader Kemi Badenoch herself could eventually jump ship, but Miss Widdicombe dismissed that suggestion. She said, "Many stay out of loyalty, not just to the party, but to the workers of their constituencies. There is an enormous emotional tug against leaving." Ooh, enormous emotional tug. Ooh, yuck. Miss Badenoch was highly unlikely to consider such a move herself. She stressed, reasoning, "Given that she is the leader, it's a very difficult matter. I don't think leaving has even occurred to her." Miss Badenoch has remained one of the most vocal opponents of any deal with reform. And in January 2026, she dismissed the idea of a pact as being for the birds, and accused defectors who have included Robert Honest Bob Jenrick and Leaky Suella Braverman of having a tantrum dressed up as politics. She told those walking away, "We only want Conservatives." I thank you. Yes, so what do you reckon to that then?
Thank you, the frolicker. In chief, the one, the only, a true legend, that is, Mr. Daily Blase, for coming in and taking over the Larry News studio and bringing us your very sharp and insightful version of events. Thank you, Darren, Mr. Daily Blase, for brightening up our Friday nights. Well, folks, if you enjoyed this video, then not only are you lovely people, but you also have great taste, and you should also subscribe to the Two Davies for news and politics from a very Scottish perspective, and that rantastic Mr. McGuinness. You should also subscribe to Mr. Daily Blase's channel for merriment, mischief, and the Friday frolics. Cue growling cat.